Hi, I'm Allison. I'm one of the dietitians here at the Arkansas Heart Hospital.
My name is Allison. I have been a dietitian at the Arkansas Heart Hospital for almost 9 years.
In order to become a dietitian, I had to pursue a bachelor's of science in nutrition and dietetics and then a master's as well. I also had to do a dietetic internship that lasted about 9 months.
No drug, steroid, supplement, or intervention has ever been shown to do what beets can do. They can drop your systolic blood pressure significantly, an effect that lasts the entire day, and help deliver more oxygen to your blood. So much so that one shot of beet juice allowed free divers to hold their breath for 1/2 minute longer than usual. So make this high-protein beet hummus that uses red lentils for more protein, roasted garlic for more deliciousness, and tahini instead of olive oil for even more creaminess, and use the remaining roasted garlic to make these delicious homemade pita toasts. Skip the roses and give me this vibrant hummus for Valentine's.
Interesting. I mean, it looks good. I don't know about holding your breath for that long.
I was really tickled by that video because they made it sound like it was just beet juice.
Beets contain nitric oxide, which is supposed to help with increased delivery of oxygen throughout the body.
And they're saying that if you drink this is going to make your oxygen levels better and you can breathe better.
But I don't know about all of what she said pertaining to that.
That's not true. Beets are good for you. The other ingredients that they were putting in there were all good.
I think we could all agree that 39 grams of sugar per serving is way too much, which is why a lot of people turn to sugar-free Coke and Pepsi and Mountain Dew. But look on the back of the bottle of any of these and you'll see a sweetener called aspartame. This is the kind of sweetener you want to avoid. Aspartame is a chemically made, man-made sweetener that is horrible for your gut and your brain. It's linked to a whole host of health issues, but it's a non-nutritive sweetener, meaning your brain will still crave the sweetness and the calories from other places, which is why people who drink this kind of diet soda end up gaining more weight. You're much better off with some of these over here. Fortunately, nowadays, you can get soda sweetened with stevia, allulose, monk fruit, like poppy, like Zevia. Yes, they have natural flavors, but I prefer the natural flavors instead of sugar or the toxic sweeteners. Plus, these kind of sweeteners are not disruptive to your gut, not disruptive to your brain. Drop the Diet Coke, get the better for you options.
I partially agree with what he's saying. I usually recommend against any kind of sugar sweetened beverage because with the sugary beverages, a lot of people that consume them are consuming way too much sugar, and that can lead to other health risks or complications.
I don't agree with the fact that aspartame is a bad artificial sweetener for us. I do agree that it needs to be used in moderation, that it's not something we should consume excessively, but I feel the same way about stevia, and I feel the same way about sugar. So it's finding a happy balance in whatever beverages you're enjoying, but to keep it to a level that would be considered reasonable. You just want to find what you like and what fulfills your nutritional needs and also gives you pleasure, because we do want to have some pleasure in the foods that we eat as well.
Stop wasting your money, because even though this chicken says used by April 6 and this beef April 11, you still have 2 days after that to either use it or stash it in the freezer for an even longer time. But look for chicken and beef that's getting close to that best by date, because the prices come way down. See where it says sell by date or best by date here? This is not, I repeat, not an expiration date. This date is purely for peak freshness of the product. But for unopened milk, it's still good for 5 to 7 days after this. And for open milk, 2 to 3 days after this. Even though this Bobby approved pasta says used by October of 2025, you have 2 years after that to use it. So don't throw it away, because if we all start growing cordyceps out of our minds, like The Last of Us on HBO, you can still have your pasta dinner. Don't throw away your Parmigiano Reggiano cheese on April 2nd, because it's good for another 2 to 4 months after that, because aged cheeses have less moisture and don't go bad as quick.
Honestly, I know sell by and best by, usually you can eat things beyond that particular date. The cheese has me a little skeptical.
It is very safe to stay by the best by date or the expiration date if you feel brave and you want to try it. I don't recommend it, but you can.
Cooking these 3 foods increases their nutrient density. Okay, number 1 is spinach. So 1 cup of cooked spinach gives us 6.43 milligrams of iron, whereas 1 cup of raw spinach is only 0.81 milligrams of iron. Okay, number 2, you want to cook your carrots because it will give you a higher amount of vitamin A, vitamin B1, which is thiamine, vitamin B6, vitamin E, and vitamin K. And number 3 is cabbage. So in this study, it was found that by steaming your cabbage, it actually helps preserve most of the antioxidant status of the cabbage, but also reduces the nitrites. And the nitrites can be bound to some of those nutrients, which decreases their bioavailability, their proper absorption. So by steaming your cabbage, you're going to increase its nutrient density.
Spinach, I think the point she was trying to make is the volume of spinach you're consuming if it's cooked versus when it's raw. So obviously you would have more nutrients if it's cooked because there's going to be more of it in the cup. And then when it comes to the cooking vegetables, I do know that cooking vegetables can sometimes reduce the anti-nutrients, which can be helpful because it allows for better absorption of the nutrients that the fruit or vegetable contains.
Not necessarily is that true though, because if you cook the vegetable too long, you could lose all nutrients from it.
There are certain cooking methods that are better for preservation of the nutrients available.
Steaming is one of the healthier ones.
Steaming is usually recommended for retaining the good nutrients that you'll be able to absorb from those fruits and vegetables. I would try to avoid breading and frying because that'll add additional fats that we may not want to consume.
Here are 3 reasons to add salt to your water. So this is for your drinking water. If you've seen my videos on Soleil water, these are the reasons why you want to add this every time you drink. Okay, number 1, it helps to maintain your electrolytes and proper hydration by adding those extra trace minerals from the salt into your drinking water. Number 2, it helps with headaches as well. And number 3, helps with water retention. So if you're looking to lose some weight, often it's because you're missing some of that salt and you're missing some of those trace minerals to help with alleviating that water retention that you're holding on to.
So that is not true.
Some people do need electrolyte replacement, others do not at all. We have a lot of patients here that are actually on a sodium and a fluid restriction because of the amount of fluid they're retaining due to certain lifestyle factors or comorbidities.
There might be an instance where we need to replace electrolytes into our system. This would be if you've had a lot of sweat loss or you've been super sick.
I wouldn't tell them to go salt their water, but maybe they could take an electrolyte packet or something. So it's more control and how much is actually in there.
It is better to just drink plain water unless you have been informed by a credentialed healthcare professional to do otherwise.